Welcome to the Marriage Podcast with David and Summer.
We're here to dive into all things marriage, faith, and family. Real talk for real couples.
Thanks for joining us. Let's get into today's episode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Marriage Podcast with Dave and Summer. We believe that your marriage can make it and that your marriage has a purpose. So thank you so much for joining us today. And today we want to talk about the invisible load, what every husband and wife carries that their spouse never sees.
Right. So with the invisible load, I would say that almost every couple maybe feels this. And with this invisible load, it's, as you already said, it's what we carry that our spouse probably doesn't even know that we're carrying.
Yep.
They don't see it. It doesn't exist.
Yep.
And so with that, if we're carrying that load and it's not being acknowledged, it's not being seen, we could have some resentment. We could hold that in our heart, and we could also be emotionally distant. And so I think today really is not necessarily about I do more than you do more than I do. Today is more about are we seeing each other?
It's good.
And so that we can help each other unload. And so with this, you want to say something?
Well, I was going to say too, if we don't unpack this as a married couple today, as you're watching or listening to this is a big deal, because this, if it's not unpacked, not seen, not talked about, it can cause disconnection, miscommunication.
Right.
And not knowing what's happening on me, on you, etc. And so this is going to be good today, and I pray this can help you in your marriage at least have a conversation, move forward, and begin to go deeper.
Right. So the invisible load can look like you can carry it mentally, obviously emotionally, and you can also carry it spiritually. And so with this, I just want to write down or have some little examples here. But with this load, you're carrying a responsibility that is not necessarily on the to-do list.
Yep.
It's not on the calendar. And so some examples could be thinking ahead constantly, carrying emotional tension in the home, feeling responsible for outcomes, being the strong one, and managing expectations no one talks about.
This is good. And I think you and I as pastors, I would say as pastors, it's interesting because this is emotional, spiritual, and mental work. And maybe today, as you're watching and listening, you can relate to your work, or maybe your work's more physical. Either way, the emotions that we have, that we're in the emotional responsibility, all of that to me is such a big deal. And I know I'm thinking ahead all the time. And there's a lot happening on the inside of us than what maybe you see or I see. And I think all of us can relate.
Right. And so you can be possibly carrying this load, and you can carry it physically too, meaning maybe there's a spouse that's dealing with depression, dealing with illness or sickness or whatever, and you have to carry a physical load. So that could be part of it too.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, what I would like us to do is, I'm going to talk about the women, generalize that. We can also add in our personal loads that we carry. And then obviously you can talk about the men. And so for the women, the invisible load that generally women can carry, I would say, is remembering everything. So this could be a mental thing. So just remembering, obviously cooking, remembering, oh my gosh, I have to get these certain ingredients, remembering their schedules, remembering doctor's appointments, dentist appointments. Maybe it's your spouse and you're remembering your spouse's, doctor, dentist. Maybe you're helping your spouse travel and they have a work event that they're going to. All those things, you're trying to remember those things. Another one is for women is anticipating needs. I think this is a huge one for me in our house, is because it's just like I could be laying down, I could be doing my own thing, I could be in the middle of doing something, and I could, Mom, when are you going to do my hair? Mom, what are we eating for dinner? Mom, I'm not feeling well. Mom, where is my sweatshirt? Or I can hear the boys, screaming at each other like where their sweatshirt is. It's all these, or it's
Yep.
all these different things. Or even Kendall's like, I just want to be next to you. Like I just want to be next to you, which is really sweet. But it's when you're a loner and you just need some time alone, it's really hard. There's a really fun reel that I've seen where the husband comes in the house and the mom's been with the kids, and these kids have to be like elementary, middle school age.
Hmm.
And he comes in and he's like, do not talk to your mother. Don't ask her for anything. Don't even say mom. And she's like, Mom. He's like, what did I say? And he like hits her with the pillow or whatever. And the mom is just sitting there like recorded it all. But I was like, oh my gosh, that is perfect.
Yep.
Because it's just those anticipated things that come up. Emotional temperature of the home. This could be in the moment. I think about for us in the moment, especially when our kids have just had maybe a bad game or maybe they lost a game. And I would say that you carry this too, definitely. I think we both carry this. But for me, it's more so like, it's like I'm trying to keep everything steady. Trying to keep every like, okay, I feel like he needs his time, but I feel like dad needs to talk. It's just like all these different moving parts. So that's
Yep.
just one small example. Another one is holding family rhythms together. So this could be at least in our household, rhythm is vacations, Christmas gifts, birthdays,
Hmm.
making sure that we're celebrating, things of those natures. And
Yep.
then when it comes to the spiritual, some women can carry spiritual concerns for their family.
Hmm.
This is really huge, and I think you carry this
Hmm.
too for sure. But even just there's some things that I like. Okay, last night we were at a prayer night, and we're doing the 21 days of prayer and fasting with our church, and I was walking around praying, and at that time, by the end of my prayer time, I was praying for the student ministries, and I just started feeling the Holy Spirit strong on me, and I was just sensing God protecting and pleading the blood over them, all the things, and the next pops up as one of our kids. And I was just like, oh my gosh. But I could just feel the urge of just God moving upon our kids. So that's
Hmm.
one. Feeling pressure to be supportive and strong. This
Yep.
could be huge, especially as far as like with your spouse. And so feeling that pressure, like I know I need to be supportive, but I have my own thing going on. I have my thing going on and my kids' things going on, but I know my husband has a lot going on. And so it's like trying to, encourage, support, and all those things for you and be strong for you. And then another one is being visible yet unseen. I think this is huge for me as a boy mom. We have one girl, but as a boy mom, being visible and unseen, like really like taking my step back, not coddling, not saying, let me clean your ears, because I love doing that. But
Dear Lord.
it's so,
So weird.
but it's like not doing those little things, but being there, at least being
Right.
present and letting my husband teach them how to be a man. And then leading while nurturing is really huge. And so those are some things I think us wives carry. What would you want to say
I
about
think
that?
that I've heard it said that ladies have in their mind it's like spaghetti. It's like
Hmm.
many things all going in different directions, tangled together, where
Mm-hmm.
guys are more single track minded. But God
Mm-hmm.
made us that way. I think we have to embrace that. And again, this
Mm-hmm.
is generalization. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
couples it presents different, but in general, this tends to be the way it is. And I think God made us that way.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something to that. And I think supporting one another, understanding one another, and me understanding this about you, understanding how it's multiple things happening all at once in your mind, and how can I support you and serve you and be aware of that, so that there is a connection in our communication.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where disconnect can happen, right?
Yeah.
When we're not communicating and not understanding and all that. But um,
Mm-hmm.
I understand when you are going through this. I can see this.
Mm.
I can see it, and I know it's a part of the process. So here's what the invisible load with men looks like. Again, generalization. It's the provider and protector pressure. This is real, gentlemen and ladies. Please hear this. They feel responsible for outcomes. Want to make sure the family's protected. Carrying financial weight silently.
Mm.
Definitely feel that, and I think men feel that more than we say. Pressure to stay steady emotionally, um, and the fear of failing without saying it out loud. I would definitely speak to all these to be true. And I think every man who has a heart to serve his family and do his best for his family would feel these things and would want everything to be okay and to really come out right. And this is a part of responsibility. It's a part of the journey, right? And the ministry side of this would be feeling like you can't fall apart, carrying decisions alone, and being strong even when unsure. And so, as men today, which of these stands out to you? Which of these would you resonate with of feeling responsible for outcomes, carrying financial weight silently, the pressure to stay steady emotionally, the fear of failing without saying it out loud, and then on a ministry side, feeling like you can't fall apart, carrying decisions alone, and being strong even when you're unsure. And for me, I can relate to all those at one point or another. And with ministry, I mean, I have that with ministry. I think any man with the family or whatever you do for your work, I think has those times where you're like unsure, like we're stepping out. I think we've been through 2 building programs together. Actually, now is our third. Currently, as we're sitting here talking, we're we're renovating our campus downtown. When you go through those things, there's always uncertainty. There's always like you're unsure. Like, what was the bodyguard or the armor bearer? Excuse me. To Jonathan in the Old Testament, he said, "Perhaps the Lord will go with us. I'll go with you. Perhaps God's going to help us out. Let's go up and do this." Sometimes you have those perhaps, and you got to keep going. So it's a real thing, and I know men out there feel it.
For sure. And I wonder, I think you're more talkative and you will share easily. But I think that there's some men that they feel like they probably can't share it, or they're not allowed to share it. And so I think hopefully, this podcast can give you just a little nudge to be like, you know what? It's okay to share. And wives, and if you're feeling that way, it's okay to share. But I think this gives you permission to be able
Yeah.
to talk and to be able to share these unknown,
And
invisible loads.
I would say, babe, that maybe in your marriage, ladies, you're the one that doesn't open up, or maybe it's the man. I I would strongly encourage you, excuse me, to break through that and speak. Someone's got to speak.
Break that
You
cycle.
may not have been taught that. You may have not seen that. You may not know what that's like. That may freak you out. I understand. Everyone's at different places with this whole thing of opening up. But with our spouse, we have to. Because if we don't, it's compressed, it's building up, it's going maybe in wrong places, excessive things in different ways. And we got to be able to talk. And I want to encourage you, God can help you, and God can give you strategy to talk and get it out so that we can move forward. This is what we're talking about today. These loads can overwhelm us if we don't really move forward one step at a time, I'd say.
Sure. And I would say when it comes to, or the next part is when the invisible loads are unseen. Here's the conflict. This is what happens when it's not acknowledged. You don't help enough. These are some things that could be shared, unfortunately, in arguments. Maybe you don't feel appreciated. Maybe you feel alone even though you're married. Another one is you shut down. You said too hard on that one. I'm not shutting down on these invisible. And anyway, overreaction to small things. You could overreact to small things.
And I think, and we'd probably say we've had all those things probably happen in our marriage.
Yeah.
As far as those feelings,
Sure.
or whatever. There, I think probably you at home or in the car, or you're working out, probably see the same thing. That so we understand this invisible load. We understand it because these tension points, these arguments, these ideas have come up in all of our marriages.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially if I would say there's one spouse that maybe is more in the forefront.
Yep.
And it's easier for the other one to be unseen and, not notice the load that they're carrying. I think that could be easy. And then the other part is the one who is more up front. Even though that load is in your face, they still have unseen loads
Yeah.
that they're carrying.
And I think too, you corrected me on this, and as well as Dad did, and I haven't said it since. And I think we can, if we don't talk things out on these or in these areas with these loads, we can have wrong ideas. One wrong idea that I had is I opened up to you one time and I said, "I'm carrying this alone."
Talk
And
about
I
it.
said that. Be
Yes,
quiet.
you
Be
did.
quiet, girl. I was like, I'm carrying this alone. And I had talked about it some, but that was kind of like just overwhelmed and just kind of vomiting out, so to
Yeah,
speak, if I want to use that word,
sure.
just thoughts, which that thought is totally not true.
Right.
You're with me. You know, my parents are with me. Great staff here, great team. I'm not alone. But that's an example. If we don't talk this out, if we don't process through real loads, real responsibility, real feelings, real things, we can create wrong narratives,
Right.
which is these things. You don't help me enough. You don't do this. And maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. I don't know every situation. But my situation on that point, that wasn't true. And a lot of times we tell ourselves stories that are not true. We have to at least talk so we find out, is this true or not?
Right.
Are you with me or not? Or whatever it is. And that was totally wrong. And it had to get flushed out, had to get corrected, and it had to come at it a different way and never say that again.
Yeah.
So I just want to encourage you. You may have done that too. Maybe you've just boiled over and started venting and talking and saying things that weren't right. Or maybe you haven't even gone there yet. But I just learned that if we don't do this, we can have wrong narratives, wrong storylines, and we need to get it out and get it cleaned out so that we can move forward as a couple.
Right. And I think even in your role, and maybe there's others out there who have a more prominent role in when it comes to work, is that you are the one that's making that final decision. And I think maybe that because you were making the final decision, it felt alone. But to your point, remembering, wait a minute, there's other people. I'm having counsel with other people. They're actually supporting me. They're actually encouraging me. They're lifting me up. They're holding my arms. They're helping me make the right decision, helping me move to the right decision.
Yep.
And so I think that is very important to be able to continue
Yes.
to talk about it. So here's some practical shifts for couples. We have like 4 of these here. One is to name the load without defending.
Okay.
That's key. So what's that that trend? I forgot. How's it go? Judge and not, what's it called?
I don't know.
Our producer back there, what's it called? We listen,
We listen and we don't
judge.
Come on, Mac.
We
Thank you
listen
behind the
and
camera.
we don't judge.
Thank God for our team.
So this is what
He's younger than us. He's
Yeah,
more
he
hip
is,
than
very
us. He
much
knows
so.
what's going on.
big time. So here's a question to ask your spouse or to ask each other. What's one thing you carry that I may not know?
So good.
We listen and we don't judge. We should probably do that challenge one time.
So really, no correcting,
Yeah.
no explaining, just listening.
Right.
That's an excellent question. We've talked about this before, but we could do this even more ourselves with precision of these questions. This is great,
You said we.
girl. Come
I
on,
listen and I don't.
please.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. So number 2, replace mind reading with curiosity. So instead of
So
like,
good.
oh, I'm assuming, no, you're going to replace it. So instead of you should know, ask the question, what feels heavy for you right now?
Yep.
Is key.
And then really, these points, guys, today, this whole podcast episode is another angle of communication.
Yeah.
And I just want to encourage us today. This is where tension lies. This is where division is, disconnection is. And we got to break those barriers and communicate over and over again. And this is great questions to consider asking one another.
The 4th one.
Three,
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry. Number 3.
Three.
Trade comparison for compassion. So no, it's not, when compassion enters the marriage, competition exists. It's not, I'm doing more than you or any of that. No, we're trying to see each other.
And I want to say this, and I want to encourage all of us. We talked to our boys recently about this. And I thank God for this with you and I. And we
They're
don't.
teenagers.
Yeah, but you and I don't keep score. And I want to encourage couples today. This is a challenge for us in our marriage, meaning I did the dishes last night, you do it tonight, or I cooked, now you cook, or I initiated sex, now you initiate. It's like back and forth, score, 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 score all the time. At some point, we got to let it go. We don't keep score. If something needs done in the house, I just step up and do it. This is our home. This is our family.
He's trying to teach our teenagers.
Our boys
this right
were
now.
saying, I did this, now you do this. I'm like, hey, fellas, stop keeping the score. Just work. Just take care of your stuff. This is our home. This is our family home. I'm teaching them right now. What are you laughing about?
Because I think they're teenagers. To me, it's like write their name on the calendar so that
They
they
do that too.
know,
They do
like
that.
just schedule it out.
But I'm speaking to something deeper.
But
Come on now.
I know you are.
And I want to encourage
just
us
think
as
it's
couples
funny.
that competition, we got to let that go. Like this is, we're not keeping score here. We're working together as a team. And I realize in card games, you cheat.
What?
Yeah, that's right. You win those card games, you cheat. But I let that go. We
Let
don't
me
keep
tell
score.
you,
We
when
don't keep
I
score
first started
anymore.
dating
We
him,
don't
he
keep
did
score.
not know how to play Uno.
I didn't, because we were holy as a family growing up. We didn't play cards.
He didn't know how to
or
play
watch
cards.
TV or leave the house.
Good Lord. Okay. Last one. Carry one thing together. So not everything, but just one. So what's one decision that you guys can carry together?
That's good.
Maybe what's one responsibility? What's one emotional weight? And this is something I want to say before you close, babe, is I love this and I forgot to say it earlier, but this little quote, love begins where being seen begins. Take that in.
That's good.
Love begins
Okay.
where seeing begins. Did I say that right?
Sounds good. Sounds amazing.
Because
I see
really,
you.
because really, I don't think it's not the loads, right? But it's truly the underneath of us being seen.
This is a forum today of vulnerability.
Yeah.
It's a forum of us opening up our hearts to our inner thoughts, feelings, burdens. I would say even fears, concerns. The more we talk about this, the closer we're going to be.
I don't think that sentence hit home to you, but keep going. You're doing
Do you
good.
think I don't see you?
I don't. No, I do
I see
think
you
that,
right
but
now.
I love when I got that quote. I was like, "Oh, this is
The question is,
the
it
bomb."
It
It
hit.
just.
They're
But
at
you're
home.
like-
They're at home. They're on the bike. They're feeling it right
They're
now.
on the
You feel it at
bike?
home, don't you? Feel it?
It's-
Boom.
What bike?
They're on their bike working out.
Okay,
They're on the treadmill.
got it. Because I'm like,
They're
it's
listening
snow
to
outside
different
right
things
now.
right now. They're boom. That hit.
Okay,
I see you.
got it.
You complete me.
God, you know I hate that, man. I hate that.
Come on now.
That movie
It's great.
is horrible. I mean, it's
And then
rated
the
R. You
office.
shouldn't be
In the
watching
office,
it. But
he
I
did it.
read-
Remember, he goes, "You could."
that's a. What are you doing? This is a Christian
Oh,
podcast.
my bad. It's a Christian podcast, but I want to encourage you.
Oh man.
We're talking about vulnerability in this. Share today. I encourage you as a
Yeah.
couple. How can you share? How can you ask these 4 questions? I'm going to repeat them one more time, just to throw them back out there. Name the load without defending. So share the load you're carrying. Number 2, replace mind reading with curiosity. Don't assume. Find out. Trade comparison for compassion. Letting go of competition. We talked about not keeping score. Letting that go. We're in this together. We're one. This is the same team, same family. We're not in competition with one another. And then carry one thing together. One decision, one responsibility, one emotional weight. Moving forward one step at a time. And I want to encourage you in closing, maybe you're facing financial strain. Maybe it's an emotional situation, a family crisis, something with your child. Who knows what it is? I want to encourage you, and we say this all the time, if you and I are together,
Right.
we can get through anything. If we're not together, we will fall for anything. So the primary objective of the enemy is to constantly divide marriages, friends, churches, people, etc. But when we come together and we bind together in unity through Jesus, and we do this through practicality, today's podcast, sharing these weights, communicating, talking, that bonds us together. We get tighter, we get closer, we can get through it.
Amen.
And I don't know what it is today, but you can get through it because God is for you. and He has a purpose for your marriage. So I hope this encouraged you today, that it blessed you, that it stirred your thoughts. Please have a conversation with your spouse. You can get to a new level together. Please consider to like, subscribe, and share this podcast. We'd be honored if you did. We're here to do our best every episode, and we can't wait to see you next time. And until then, with Jesus, the best is yet to come for your marriage. See you soon.